What's going on, guys? Johnny Sports Talk here. And after much speculation, after much talk, our worst fears have come true. Now, the past couple days have been crazy with the Eagles' head coaching search, with Ben McAdoo accepting the job with the Giants, which seemed to be a nice little steal for them. That seemed to be their guy. They didn't want him leaving New York, and it was told that Ben McAdoo was our top choice. And then Tom Coughlin saying, "Nope, not interested. I'd like to take my name off the consideration list." And with the top two choices gone and off the board, the Eagles fell to their third choice, which is Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson. Oh, Doug Pederson. But if you don't know, Doug Pederson has been the past 2 seasons has been the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. Before that, he was the QB coach in Philly under Andy Reid. Andy brought him along after he got fired back in 2012 to KC to be the offensive coordinator. Before that, Doug Pederson had a pretty long career in the NFL as a backup quarterback. Was a well-known, respected backup QB in the NFL. He played behind guys like Brett Favre and Donovan McNabb, so he knows the game, the ins, the outs of football. He obviously has learned under guys like Andy Reid and Mike Holmgren, Steve Mariucci, guys like that, which is going to be, I think, beneficial in the end. But yeah, it's not a very sexy hire. Not a lot of people know who Doug Pederson is. He was the offensive coordinator, as I said, for the Chiefs, but he wasn't calling the plays. Now, from what I believe, halfway into the season, Andy Reid allowed Doug to call some of the plays for the Chiefs. Now, his offenses weren't juggernauts in KC. The first year, obviously, everyone knows KC could not throw a touchdown pass to a wide receiver for a whole season. But this year they bounced back. Obviously, the addition of Jeremy Maclin really helped that offense open up with a big-time playmaker on the outside. They've produced guys like Travis Kelce. Their running game, despite losing Jamal Charles this year, was 9th in the NFL, which is pretty good after losing one of the top backs in the league. But I don't think this hire was based on the fact that he's a big offensive mind, because he's not. He's learned under great offensive-minded people. He's played in this league. He understands the quarterback position, and I think that had something to do with it. But in the end, what I believe led to this hire was, obviously, he was the last guy available, the top guy available left in their rankings for coaches. But he's a respected guy, and he's someone who will listen, and whatever the front office asks of him, he will do it. Now, in order for the Doug Pederson project to work, I believe you need to hire two strong coordinators. You need a strong offensive coordinator and a strong defensive coordinator. Now, a bunch of rumors have been thrown out already, obviously. Jim Schwartz to be the D coordinator has been reported. I'm not sure if that's going to come true or not. I personally would love to have Jim Schwartz as a D coordinator. I think that would be a great hire. Everywhere he has gone, he has produced a good defense, a great aggressive defense. He has been producing everywhere he's went, and that's what we need in Philly. And the fact that he's a former head coach is great for Doug Pederson, someone that can help him learn throughout his time here in Philly as our head coach. And then on offense, obviously, it's been since Chip Kelly has been fired, it's been said that maybe Pat Shurmur would be the head coach, or if not, be brought back as the offensive coordinator. I'm hearing that still. And also, a new name popped up, Brad Chili Childress. If you remember, he was the offensive coordinator of those good Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb teams before he left to become the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, which would also be another great hire. He hasn't been in the game for a minute. I think he's been learning since his time off from football. He's been seeing different offenses, and he's also a former head coach as well. And he's coached here as well. I think that would be a great hire. Either or Pat Shurmur or Brad Childress would be great for Doug Pederson. And I think that Deuce Staley will also be retained on the staff as well. But overall, I am not disappointed with the hire. I'm going to go on with this with an open mind. He's been around the game for a while. He knows his stuff, but it's still in question whether he can handle a whole team. He is the head man. He's the leader of this team. He's the one the players will go to when they need something. I'm not sure if he's ready for that. And I think what is more disappointing is not the hire, but I believe the process Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman, and Don Malinsky took in order to come to this point. The past two off seasons have been big black eyes to the Philadelphia Eagles front office. Last year, I don't need to go into that. It was a mess. Chip Kelly getting rid of our talent and bringing in new guys, which we obviously saw did not work out. And now this year, it started off even worse. You fire Chip Kelly a week before the season ends. You have a head start, and you couldn't even get your top two guys, which weren't even guys that no one really wanted in the first place. I didn't want Ben McAdoo. I did not want Tom Coughlin either. But Tom Coughlin obviously has the two Super Bowls, so he's going to be in the conversation. And then you're stuck with Doug Pederson. And you didn't interview guys like Hugh Jackson and fan favorite Sean McDermott, which was also very head scratching to me. But at the end of the day, it's exciting time. It's something new. It's a change. I, for one, was ready for Chip Kelly to leave. Obviously, I don't think that it was all Chip Kelly's fault for the fall of the Philadelphia Eagles. But this front office really needs to look at themselves in the eye and say, are we doing the best job possible? Are we putting out the best team possible to win week in and week out? And I don't think they've been doing that. And they haven't made much changes. They haven't added anybody into the front office. Going forward, we need someone who can pick out talent for this team. We have the coach. We need to put the coaching staff together, which is also going to be a crucial part in this going forward in the process of rebuilding the Philadelphia Eagles. But drafting has to be very, very important. It has to be addressed. This team hasn't drafted well the past couple seasons, and you got to hit on picks that you haven't hit on. First round pick, you have to hit on the first rounder. And we got to get one or two guys from the third day to produce. The good teams are getting good guys from the third day. And it's something the Eagles have to do as well. I'm excited to see. We'll see what the next step is as far as picking our coordinators. But it's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be a crazy ride going forward, and I'm ready for it. Johnny Sports Talk. Go Eagles!